Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your girl Nasika and thank you for listening. This is another true story of the time I got into two car accidents 1 week apart. Yeah, so let's get right into it. I was enrolled at a school in nearby, well, I would say nearby my two homes that I was like going back and forth at. It was that morning I was coming from the one that's a bit further away, that's more trafficked. And I had my final exam for psychology. And but it was kind of my fault as well because I was making a U turn. And because I didn't want to be late for my test, I failed to really check my surrounding. But in my eyes, everything looked fine because the light stopped. It was completely an opposite lane that was going, and but there's a car that was going to the right, and I didn't see him. So next thing I heard, it just we bumped into each other like two people just bumped into each other, and you drop your books. Yeah, what I dropped was one of it was the right side of my mirrors. And I got out of the car. I pleaded with him. I'm like, please, sir, there was nothing wrong with his car. It was just my car, the mirrors. And then, well, the mirror. I asked him, I was like, sir, please do not call the cops. Well, he called the cops. We live in such a busy city that the cop said it would take an hour to get there. Might as well handle everything ourselves since it's not that bad. So we exchanged information, but he really didn't want to let me go. I did just start a new job. Somebody from there stopped, and because my job and school were at the same area, that's why I chose to do work and go to school in the same city, while my other home was a little bit further apart. And he stopped. I said, I'm okay. I didn't want you to be late for work. We talked. I got into my classroom. Teacher told me, you're too late for the test. You can't take it. I said, I just got into a car accident. She did not want to hear me out. She just kicked me out of the classroom. And I was like, well, what do I do now? So I got back home. I stayed in that city for a little while, bought some chips, went to the beach, and got back home all disappointed. And we had breaks, about a week break before we had to head back to class. I went to a school that was like every month you change a different course. So therefore, I was like, well, I didn't know what to do, so I didn't do anything about it. All I was hoping for was, oh, let's see what happened. So, in my home, I was leaving my house to go to my other home, and it's not even funny anymore. Something kept telling me, don't take that route, take the other route. And I'm like, which of them should I take? I just picked one and then just, went straight ahead. So, all of a sudden, a car that was making a left turn, that I understood what happened a little bit because there was no sign. It's very dark, and you can miss it easily if you're not looking. So she ran straight from my lane. There were other cars in front of me, but somehow I was the one in her path. And I kept ringing. I was like, please stop. No, no, stop. You're going to run into me. I tried my best to avoid her from crashing head first into me. All I heard was a gigantic noise like a bulldozer. Boom. And then I just lost control even more and then ended up in a ditch. Small one, not too bad. My car was effed up, damaged, and I was shaking. But guess what? there was an ambulance at the gas station. Yes, right across from us. They ran over to us and then said, "We saw the whole thing. We saw what happened." I'm like, thank God, so I don't have to explain anything to the cops, because I was like really frightened. And when the cops showed up, the ambulance talked to them, explaining what happened, and they asked us questions. We each we each told our side of the story, and then cops asked for the usual license and registration and everything. I couldn't find anything in the car because I was driving my brother's cars and he didn't have insurance in the car. By the time he got there, the cops gave me a ticket because they said they couldn't wait any longer. So when he got there, we didn't argue. We just talked about it, and I was like, "Yep, we're switching back." So I guess I was afraid of telling my parents, but I came around and told them. But I guess the moral of the story is be careful when you're driving other people's car. Make sure their papers are in order. And make sure you don't screw up like me and don't find out when can you take your test again. Because the next time I had to restart my class, they sent me, oh my gosh, it was bad. It's gonna be another story with you guys. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. There are a lot more stories coming, and the other ones are gonna be longer. Longer. So those are true personal stories, but I will be coming with other creepy pasta stories. Like, subscribe, and share. So I just feel like those are little stories I guess somebody can learn something from. So if you're learning something from them, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to send your stories, my email will be in the description box below. Enjoy your day and let it just breathe the good air, I guess. Ta-da.